Oh no, for the first time ever, we actually got found out about our fake coins. Hello, and welcome to our next episode. We're with Duchess Tulip of Iceland. Well, we will be Island, of course, once we actually have enough money to form the duchy, which was gonna take a while. It's definitely gonna take a while. We need 190 ducats. We have 49, and we make 2.14 a year. Yeah, it's not the best. But Duchess Tulip is quite magnificent. She is, well, not quite magnificent. She's pretty good. She's a thrifty clerk. She's shrewd, humble, stubborn, and kind. And her mother united this island, and now she would like to see it prosper, because right now it's pretty darn bad. And one nice thing is, since we have no vassals, we are the only ones that get to vote on who is the heir, which means we pretty much guarantee whoever we want. You have been presented with an opportunity to let everyone be reminded of your rulership. If you wish to mint new coins for your realm, there is a master of the craft that you can hire. Not only will the mintage be exquisite, it will be adorned with a glorious picture of you. Debase the mints with less precious metals for profit, which gives us gold and prestige, and we will become greedy. Chance to become deceitful. Well, we need money. I am surely with child. My husband will be pleased. Baby number 2, because we did already have Petunia before we took the throne. You have been presented with an opportunity to let everyone be reminded of your rulership. If you wish to mint new coins for your realm, there is a master of the craft that you can hire. Not only will the mintage be exquisite, it will be adorned with a glorious portrait of you. Well, we'll be greedy again. We were gregarious. We did lose it to become gregarious. And we have enough money now. Duchy of Iceland, please. Iceland. Queen Tulip of Iceland has created the title Petty Kingdom of Iceland. I am surely with child. My husband will be pleased. Your steward comes to you one afternoon. He explains that he has devised a plan to bring in exotic goods by setting up a trade route with a foreign realm. This would, of course, require a sizable monetary investment, but the potential profits would also be great. Let's organize an expedition. The time has come to outfit a ship for our trading expedition. The harbor master shows you a large ship with a sizable cargo hold that would be perfect for this job, but it does come at quite a hefty price. Buy the merchant ship for the journey. The word has spread that you're planning a trading expedition, and a group of priests have arrived at your court with a request. They are offering temple funds for the journey if you will allow them to come along on the journey. Of course, it will be an honor to have you with us. Your expedition has finally reached the lands of King Ulfr. Your steward asks you what gift we shall bring forth as a token of friendship. 12 strong horses. At dinner, you notice King Ulfr of Svithjad's face growing red with annoyance as he glares at your steward shoveling his food in with his bare hands. Gormgus Demeric is only acting in accordance to his religion. Oh yeah, Gormgus. He's the guy that found the hand of a saint for our mother. You are walking idly around the court of King Ulfr when you suddenly hear a discussion increasing in intensity around the corner. Turning the corner, you're surprised to see one of the priests from your expedition engaged in a wild theological debate with a local noble. This could endanger the whole venture. I will intervene with my charm and soothe the debaters. As you spend more time talking to King Ulfr of Svithjad, you realize that you have a lot more in common than mere business interests. We become close friends. Aww. With the new trade route set up, you return with the first batch of goods and sell them off for a nice profit. The influx of new wares will also benefit the economy for a long period to come. There, your steward has brought in riches to your realm through his competent handling of the trading expedition, and he probably expects to be rewarded with a share of the wealth. Yes, you get 1 coin. That's much better than the 30 coin you wanted for finding the hand of a saint. As your efforts of gaining wealth grow all the more determined, you sleep less and less, since sleeping is not a profitable behavior. I must have more gold. Queen Tulip of Iceland gains the trait stressed. As I crumple and throw away another disappointing report, I yell at my servants demanding for more food. As of late, eating is the only thing that has provided me with some relief from the stress of leadership. Unfortunately, as my bloated potbelly and bulging hips can attest, the solution might be having long-term negative effects on my health. I don't care. I need this. I loosen up my belt and let out a satisfied sigh as my bloated belly fills my lap. Eating so much may not be what is best for my body, but it has certainly improved my attitude toward everyone at court. We are no longer stressed. You wake up and go to the window to greet the sun, and then suddenly realize that your castle garden has been neglected for years and turned into an overgrown and chaotic disgrace. The weeds are knee-high and vines are making it almost impassable without having a sword at hand. Something needs to be done about this. I'll make sure to make this a real garden with a glorious hedge maze. It's hard work to clean out all the weeds from a huge garden. It will take many days and nights of hard labor to finish the preparatory work before you can even begin to grow the hedge maze. It's hard work to clean out all the weeds from a huge garden. It will take many days and nights of hard labor to finish the preparatory work before you can even begin to grow the hedge maze. I'll do it myself. Now that the hedges are planted and you just need to wait for them to grow, you turn your attention to other details about your garden needs. Should you add some statues to the dead ends of your maze? Any garden with self-respect has a fountain, someone told you once. Now you have the possibility to build a fountain for your garden to flaunt your extravagance. I'll build a large fountain in the middle. It's time to fill out the rows of plants around the garden. You could either import exotic flowers from far away, or you could plant local species. There's a spot that is unused in a secluded part of the garden. Some people say it's a perfect spot for a cozy pavilion. That sounds romantic. Let's do it. The hedge maze and garden are finally finished. The expensive and exclusive details you added have not gone unnoticed, and your garden has gained fame for its magnificence across many realms. While creating the garden, you also learned much about how to make things grow and flourish around you, flowers as well as relationships. I like to see things flourish. Crusader Kings, the very heartlands of Western Christianity, are under siege by infidels. Desperate Christian lords have persuaded His Holiness Pope Duchess II to declare his intention of forging a great and righteous alliance to expel the heathens in the name of God. This signals a new era of large-scale Christian holy wars, the Crusades. Deus vult! The faithful prepare for war. A messenger approaches us with a letter from the Vatican, from the Vicar of Christ himself. He is asking us to prepare our men to fight against the heathens and infidels, to restore Christendom to the lost places of the world. The Pope wants to send our faithful Christian men against Aquitaine. The region is held by the Mohammedan Sultana Yakhta of the Umayyad Sultanate, and it is time to return to Christianity once more. Though the Pope wants to invade Aquitaine, a pious Christian could convince everyone to focus on another objective that is of more value to us. My men are ready to Aquitaine. Worrying reports have reached you regarding your marshal, Taint's Lily. It seems she's been using your soldiers to extort money from the peasantry in Ostisland. She's got more money than we do. You've been presented with an opportunity to let everyone be reminded of your rulership. If you wish to mint new coins for your realm, there is a master of the craft that you can hire. Not only will the mintage be exquisite, it will be adorned with a glorious portrait of you. Well, we know what we do. As your efforts of gaining wealth grow all the more determined, you sleep less and less. Since sleeping is not a profitable behavior, we are once more stressed. Crusade for Aquitaine. In a grand announcement, the Pope declares another crusade for Aquitaine. It was once a part of the core Christian lands, and lords from all across the world gather to fight for a grand war once more. The Aquitanian lands have long been under the tyrannic rule of Mohammedan infidel Sultana Yakhta of the Umayyad Sultanate. But with the upcoming Christian onslaught, it is only a matter of time before she will fall. God will grant remission of sin to everyone partaking of the righteous war. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, dear troops, land in Bordeaux. It's time to become Crusaders. I finally stand before the destination of the crusade. With sword in hand, I am ready to storm the walls of Bordeaux. Our armies now stand poised to take part in the crusade for the kingdom of Aquitaine. Deus vult! A local merchant caravan approaches me on its way back home to Bordeaux. One of the peddlers flashes me a huge grin and asks if I want to take a look at his wares. You know what? We'll spend it. 100 gold. We have a golden sword. Oops. As I walk through the streets of Bordeaux, I suddenly feel someone bump into me as a boy runs down the street with a pouch that looks surprisingly like mine in his hands. Let's find the kid and make him pay. It looks like an abandoned battlefield, the dead strewn across the landscape. The Crusaders certainly met quite the resistance here in Béarn. Maybe I could salvage some valuables. We are greedy after all. Victorious Crusaders! God has granted King Lotharing III of Italy victory in the crusade for Aquitaine. Sultana Yakhta of the Umayyad Sultanate has been beaten at every turn through the war, and she has finally had to give up on her holdings in Aquitaine. King Lothair III has granted the new lands of Aquitaine to Gruber Carling. The Pope has made an announcement about the victory, and virtues of the Crusaders as true faithful protectors of the faith. With the Muslims being pushed out of their old lands, there are certainly more conflicts to come. Praise God. And our husband died. Oh dear. Oh yeah, let's keep it in the family. There you go. You married the mother, now you married the daughter. I'm starting to think Chief Niel might fancy me. Oh, that's our sister's husband. Our sister gained land in the Crusade down here. Sure, make a move. I went to Niel's chamber and gave him a good tumble. It's good to be the queen. Oh dear, I must be with child. Will my husband believe it is his? Tell a white lie, uh-oh. Yep, like mother, like daughter. My husband just stormed in, roaring and smashing chairs. He knows about my affair with Chief Niel. He knows the child I carry is not his. The flesh is weak. Oops. The baby is finally out and I can sleep easily once more. I feel liberated. I don't know about sleeping easy when you have a baby, though I guess if you're a petty queen, you've got servants to deal with the baby. We have more coins. Indeed, debase the mints with less precious metals for profits. Ripped pillows, broken furniture, shattered vases. My marriage to Domhnall has devolved into an unending torment of bitter arguments of fiery rose. I would be depressed, but my lover, Niall, just suggests that we retire to the countryside for a few days of carefree romance and passion. What a splendid idea. My husband Domhnall has just asked me if I'm having an affair with Niall Nugilaic. His stunning expression does not reveal whether he knows or is only guessing. Lie to his face. Oh dear, I must be with my child. Will my husband believe it is his? Wow, husband, you're not very good at making babies. Aren't you the one that your wife got pregnant with the eunuch? As your efforts of gaining wealth grow, the more determined you sleep less and less, and sleeping is not a profitable behavior. The jealous wife of my lover Niall has denounced us both as adulterers publicly. How embarrassing. And she's a really good person in murdering. Hi, sister. We love you, sister. My beloved Niall is suffering from his bad marriage with CK2. Perhaps I should suggest a romantic retreat to the countryside, just the two of us. And our most trusted retainers. I yearn for his embrace. My lover Niall declined my suggestion that we spend some time together alone in a country house for fear of upsetting his wife. I mean, she is rather good at the murder. I can't blame you, dude. Ripped pillows, broken furniture, shattered vases. Ah! Yes. Let's be together right here under Domhnall's nose. Let's lose the trait stressed. Oh, we have an imbecile in the family. You are dedicated to the church, my dear boy. As your efforts of gaining wealth grow all the more determined, you sleep less and less. We're stressed once more. We can't get away from the stress. The Children's Crusade. News have reached us that a boy from Bordeaux has received a vision from the Holy Ghost compelling him to pick up arms, gather the true followers of Christ, and lead a crusade against the infidels who desecrate the sacred land of Jerusalem. The boy has gathered many followers amongst the peasantry and has embarked on a great journey to reach the Holy Land, claiming that the sea itself will open at his passage. Could this child be a messenger of the Lord? Ooh, yes, debase the coins once more. Excuse me, the ragtag army of Engelbert has reached Ostisland. They went from Bordeaux to Iceland. Kid, you're going the entirely wrong direction if you think Jerusalem's up here in Iceland. Or if you think you've got to come to Iceland. Oh my god. I mean, the seas must have parted for him to get up here. Sure, I'll support you. The unmoving sea. Engelbert claimed that the tides of the Mediterranean Sea would split open at the arrival of his army, allowing his warriors to cross unscathed and march all the way to the Holy Land. No, they just let you march to Iceland instead. Unfortunately, the Lord did not fulfill the promise made to the young Crusader, and now the large force of peasants and children languishes in Genoa, looking for a way to travel to Asia. Some of the less determined members of the Crusade have already lost their faith, but Engelbert remains strong in his conviction, persuading new, hopeless recruits every day. The coasts of Achaia. After having finally managed to book a passage through the Mediterranean Sea in order to reach the Holy Land, the Children's Crusade has been forced to an unfortunate detour to Greece after their ships crashed on the coast of Achaia after a terrible storm. Reports from the army are scant, although there are rumors saying that many have started to doubt Engelbert's leadership. And yet, this unlikely horde of youths and peasants is still marching on towards Jerusalem. I must reiterate my support to strengthen Engelbert's authority. After months of fights, arguments, and tears, my spouse suggested separate bedchambers. Separate bedchambers? Sure! Oh yes, debase the mints with less precious metals for profit. It hasn't just taken us wrong since. The children at Nicaea. Despite all adversities and many attempts to undermine his divinely inspired leadership, Engelbert has been able to march his army all the way to Nicaea, With the Holy Land finally within reach, the Crusaders' resolve has been strengthened. Engelbert has sent me a message thanking me for my continued support during the campaign and asking me any further help I am able to provide him with in order to prevail against the infidels. With my help and God's blessing, he is certain of victory against the abominable heathens. When the time comes, I will join in battle with you. Lie to my husband. I'm not having an affair. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, no. We're not having an affair. I don't know what you're talking about at all. I'm just a fat old woman. Yes, keep the trade route going. No, let's be together right under Dumnell's nose. No one suspects we're having an affair. Never mind. I guess his wife killed him. He died under suspicious circumstances. And, we're stressed again. I cannot believe it. Dearest Niall, my learned crusader, you are gone from this world, and I am left behind, alone and heartbroken. I will never hold you in my arms again. I do not know what to do with these unbearable failings. I don't want to see anyone. Leave me alone. The angels in Antioch, after receiving a vision of the archangel Gabriel, who helped him lead his army through the treacherous path leading to Outremer, the children of Engelbert have miraculously managed to reach Antioch before being spotted by the infidels. In spite of the boys' claim that the infidels would forsake the devil upon their very arrival without the need for a fight, the heathens occupying Jerusalem have begun mobilizing their army, ready and eager to slaughter the innocent souls marching against them. The world will soon see whether Engelbert is truly blessed by the Lord, or if I was unwise to put my trust in this child. He does not stand alone. You know what? I find it very ironic that she is Queen Tulip the Unchaste of Iceland, when she's actually, only had, one lover? She spent her total adult life doing business focus. The Children's Crusade. Against all odds, the children of Christ have succeeded in their unlikely quest to reconquer Jerusalem. Hosts of archangels with shining armor and flaming swords have been reported to have descended upon the walls of the holy city during the final battle, smiting the infidels, turning the defenders' weapons into rust, and melting their eyes out. Engelbert now rules over the kingdom of heaven, and few doubt that it was through divine intervention that he was put there. Hey, let's debase the mints again. After the death of Niall, people have tried to comfort me, but I never felt that they truly understood. Now I tend to avoid them in their idle chatter. However, there is one soul whose company I have not loathed, a gorgeous black and white cat. It never presumes to know my feelings or pesters me with unwelcome advice. We have a kitty cat. Oh no, for the first time ever, we actually got found out about our fake coins. Being called a cheapskate, since they do not contain the precious metals they're supposed to consist of. Well, you guys only found out 1 out of 7, 8 times? I think we're okay. Some days being queen is no easy thing. There is always business to attend to, subjects seeking audiences, and vassals complaining about imagined injustices. Finally, you are having a moment to yourself, strolling the gardens. In the distance, you spot a stranger dressed in simple garb. I shall invite this woman to walk with me. It turns out the stranger, Snetch, is a nun on her way back to the cloister after several months on the road. As the evening light grows dimmer, you converse about life and death, faith and doubt. When you excuse yourself to return home, the nun asks if you can offer room and board for a few days. Of course, Sinek, you shall find rest by my hearth, for whom the bell tolls. More often than not, you retreat to your chambers in the evening, feeling exhausted and weary. Tonight is no exception. Falling asleep is usually easy after a long and taxing day. However, recently, sleep seems to elude you. You are sitting in your study, idly moving chess pieces on the board before you, sipping a glass of wine, hoping that it shall give you the rest you seek. Suddenly, someone knocks. Who could it be at this hour? Before you can shout at the intruder to leave you alone, the door opens and Sinek strides in. Good evening, my lady. I realize that I never introduced myself properly. I am Death, and I am here to collect you. A dagger is glinting in her hand. I challenge you to a game of chess. Sinek raises an eyebrow, an amused look on her face. Why not? I have all the time in the world, though you are simply postponing the inevitable. Tulip, for you are sure to lose. She settles in the chair opposite your own and places the dagger on the table. Black or white? The white, please. White. Yes, you will need all the help you can get, Sinek says with a grin. What is your strategy for the first part of the game? I'm not above cheating. I will carefully analyze the board and take my time. We're shrewd. While Sinek is certainly an accomplished player, you manage to capture a few more pieces than her during the first part of the game. You do not like the look on her face, however. Thank God for my good fortune. Please let it continue. Oh, yeah, let's debase the mints again. The game continues in silence as both of you are fully focused on your next move. At the moment, the game seems even. At least you think it does. What is your next move? It's Best to just focus on the game. Never have you met such a tenacious, unnerving opponent, and never has so much been at stake. The game is nearing its end, and is looking grim indeed. Senek is playing with your captured queen, smiling confidently. I could be persuaded to return this to you for the right price. No, thank you. I put my trust in my skill. Your skill was not good enough. Dealings with death. During the last few moves, it feels as if time is standing still. Your thoughts are muddled, moving slowly as if through a thick syrup. Random, disjointed thoughts flashing through your mind. Places you once visited, old friends you have not seen in years, dreams you gave up on, so many loose ends, and now it might be too late to pick them up again. Checkmate! Your head snaps back up, your eyes locking with Senek's. For the first time this evening you can really see it, and it chills you to your core. The figure before you is not an ordinary woman, not a woman at all. This is death, and she just won. It is time then, Tulip, she sighs contentedly. The endless rest awaits. Please, no, I beg of you, mercy, just one more year. Queen Tulip has given up the ghost at age 57. She died under suspicious circumstances, never succeeding in making a name for herself. Tulip's most notorious deed was participating in the construction of the great works which she will never see finished. Queen Rose, having mastered any skill, she is sure to be admired by her subjects. Long live Queen Rose.